Hey guys, Icon here. Welcome back, and in today's video we take an in-depth look at the assault rifles in Apex Legends Battle Royale. First off, there are three different assault rifles. There's the R301, the VK47, and the Hemlock Burst, so there are only three. The first one that we'll start with is this R301. It's the one that's featured on the left here. So just a few things about it. It uses these orange light rounds. So it uses orange light rounds. This gun, if I had to describe it, is kind of a bridge between an SMG and a higher damage AR. If we're just talking about statistics, it has an 18 round clip, as you can see in the bottom right of this corner. It allows for a barrel attachment, a mag attachment, a sight, and a stock, so you can put all four of the attachments on this gun. If we're talking about damage output, it does 14 to the body and 28 to the head. So you'll look here, if I shoot in the body, it does 14. If I shoot in the head, it does 28. So what that means is it takes 4 to 8 bullets to kill an enemy that has max health and no armor, so that would be 100 health points. It would take 18 to 15 bullets to kill an enemy with maxed health and maxed armor, so that would be 200 hit points. Something interesting about this shooter compared to some of the others is that the further you get back, there is no damage fall off. So if I shoot in the body here, it's still doing 14. If I turn around and run up a little bit further and still shoot in the body, it's still doing 14. So the further back you go, the damage doesn't fall off. So it will always kill in either 4 to 8 bullets if an enemy has no armor, or 8 to 15 if it has max health and maxed armor. Last thing I want to talk about with each of these guns is the recoil pattern. So as I said earlier, this gun is kind of a bridge between an SMG and a higher damage AR. So what that means is it shoots pretty quickly and it's very easy to control. It does do the lowest damage of the ARs, but it's easy to control. So you'll see here, I'm going to use these blue targets to show that. So the first thing I'm going to do is show it without recoil correction. I'm just going to shoot the gun and let you see what happens. So I'll shoot the gun, and you'll see that it has a very minor bit of strictly vertical recoil, right? If I shoot this, it goes straight up and a little bit left and right, but not terribly at all, which means this makes it easier to control, right? So if I'm shooting this, I just pull down a little bit as I'm shooting my burst, and it keeps everything on track. So this one, I just pull down a little bit, very easy to keep on target. I'll go above that, pull down a little bit, still easy to keep on target. And then as you get further away, it gets a little bit harder, but it's still not terrible to shoot, to control and hit all of your bullets. So that's the R301. Next thing we're going to do is move on to the VK47 flatline. So if we look at this, in game it says that this is full auto with a punch. So this is a gun that is kind of typical of the high damage AR that you're probably used to seeing in other shooters. If you play Call of Duty or anything like that, the guns that do a little bit more damage, that's kind of what the VK47 is. In terms of the gun statistics, you can see here it has a 20 round clip. This gun is a little bit different in that it doesn't allow for an attachment on the end of the gun. It doesn't, a barrel attachment, sorry, brain fart there. It allows for a mag, an optic, and a stock attachment, but it doesn't allow for a barrel. So this gun, no matter what attachments you have on here, isn't necessarily easier to control since it doesn't allow for that barrel attachment. If we're talking about the damage output, this gun does 16 to the body and 32 to the head. So 16 to the body, 32 to the head. If we put those statistics into how long it'll take to kill somebody, that means with max health and without armor, so 100 hit points, this would do 4 to 7 bullets to kill. And then if an enemy had maxed health and maxed armor, so 200 hit points, this would take 7 to 13 bullets to kill. Just like with the other guns, there is no damage drop off, so you can see it did 16 damage there. We come back a little bit further, 16 damage, go back a little bit further, and it still does 16 damage to the body. So interesting aspect of the guns in Apex Legends. I will say that in terms of the recoil, the last thing we cover here, it is the hardest to control of the 3 ARs. It's not terrible, but it is the hardest. This one includes vertical and some horizontal recoil. So I'll start just like I did before. I won't try to correct this recoil at all. I'll just hold down the trigger. You can see what happens. It goes up, it goes a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. So if we're controlling this, not only do we have to pull down a little bit, but we also have to correct what we're doing left and right. So we'll pull down, and as it goes left, we reconnect, and we just correct this back and forth. So if I'm going ahead and I'm shooting this, you can see that it's still kind kind of easy to hit all of your shots at a close distance. The further it gets away, it gets a little bit harder. You can still put them all on target, but again, it's a little bit more difficult. And then as we get further away, that's not terrible. I missed a few there, but not all of them. So that is the VK47 flatline. Last but not least would be the Hemlock Burst AR. So Hemlock Burst AR, I have this right here. If we go ahead and bring it up, what it looks like, it's a 3-round burst. So this gun is very typical of your run-of-the-mill burst AR, something you would see in Call of Duty or other guns or other games that are similar. This allows for all 4 of your attachments, so your barrel, your mag, your optic, and your stock attachment. If we're talking about its output, it has an 18 burst or an 18 round clip, which means it allows you to do 6 bursts per clip. This gun, like the R301, very easy to control. We'll talk about the recoil in a minute. If we're talking about the damage output, technically it does the highest of the 3 ARs. It does 18 to the body and then 24 to the head. So it's kind of hard to just hit one, but you can see there I hit 2 bullets, it did 36. So again, 36. So if I hit all 4 of them, it does 54 to the body and it does 72 to the head. Since these targets fall, it's hard to hit all 3, but you can see right there I just did 72. Just like with the other guns, no matter how far back you go, it stays the same, so there's no bullet drop off. With this gun's damage to the body and to the head, it will take 5 to 6 bullets to kill an enemy with max health and without armor. So if they had 100 hit points, if they had maxed health and maxed armor or 200 hit points, it would take 9 to 12 bullets. So basically what that translates to is it would take 2 bursts to kill an enemy with max health and without armor. Last but not least, it will take, if they have max health and max armor, it will take anywhere from 3 to 4 bursts depending on how many headshots and how many headshots, how many body shots you get. Last but not least, we'll talk about the recoil. This is very easy to control. If I look here and just hold down without any correction, you'll see it goes straight vertical and comes back down to center, so straight vertical. So technically, all you have to do to control this is just in the middle of your burst, just pull down a little bit. So pull down a little, keep it on target. All I'm doing is just pulling my mouse down slightly. So if I go a little bit further, pull it down slightly. Still easy to hit all bullets on target, and if we get a little bit further away, it's a little bit harder just because the distance is so different. But you can see those last 4 bursts there, I was still able to put all on target. So as long as your aim is good, this is the easiest to control, the easiest to hit on target, and technically it does the most damage, even though the headshot multiplier isn't as high as it is on the other 2 ARs. So that is the in-depth of the assault rifles in Apex Legends. If you like this video and want to see more, such as the SMGs or the LMGs or the shotguns, just let me know. Leave a comment in the chat, leave a like on the video. If you're new around here, please subscribe. And with that, I'll see you out there on the battlegrounds. See you guys.